I can barely remember the dream. I remember it was terrifying. Somehow exhilarating, too. I remember him. They cleared me for flight. They cleared me. I can't be schizophrenic. They wouldn't have missed it. Yet there's no question this war has awoken parts of me I never knew were there. I'm a combat junkie. Who would have believed it? Meek and mild-mannered know me, a killer of men. The aura of danger might stick better if it didn't turn into a gibbering, undisciplined wreck after every sortie. When I was on comm with that Martian captain after the attack, I felt drunk with power, almost maniacally, so many dead ants at my hand, and I loved it. I loved it. The assault on the Meridian wasn't the biggest fight of the war, but with that flat cooking off and the biggest bruisers tangling, it felt like hell itself. We expected more megatonnage of ordnance out there than every war on Earth up to the 20th century combined. The GTVA warships are grim and gritty ships built to kill and fully expecting to die. What the Shivans did to these people's psyche astounds me. Every time we lose a frigate, we get cut to the bone, but the Tevs can bleed corvettes left and right and still stand strong. They expect it. They know how to die. We hurt them out there, and yet it felt as good as when we heard that Meridian was pulling out. It means nothing. In a week or a month, the new destroyer will come in, just like when the Third Fleet ambushed the Requiem last year. The Tev war machine has contingencies for everything. Looking around me among the other pilots and crew aboard the Solaris, even to the rest of the First Fleet, I feel that a sense of futility has started to prevail over everything here. Admiral Bine tells us again and again this war will not be won by a force of arms, that we must stand by the values of Ubuntu. Apparently that means we simply sit in Earth orbit and play Gandhi, parrying their strikes but never hitting back! I don't know what I'm fighting for. In spite of Uncle Manuel's war cries, you can't fight for Ubuntu. That's like euthanizing for longevity. Yeah, Ubuntu is kind of Zen, balanced pacifism, I think? I don't know. I think the Unani on Solaris come from the belief that our beautiful ascendant culture has given us nothing to fight this war, that every time we pull the trigger we are destroying ourselves just as surely as the GTVA might. There has to be something we can fight for, some reason to continue, some way we can hit back without giving up what we are. I just have to find it. Elder Martin Manho, dear Naomi, I'm overjoyed to receive your letter and hear that you are doing well. By an old man's count of years, it was only yesterday you were a little girl playing in the sands as I talked politics with your parents. Those memories are dear to me, especially in days as dark as these. You are everything your mother and father wished you to be. Unfortunately, I am unsure I can be of help with your current problem. Perhaps you truly are schizophrenic. If it is so, then you should make peace with your fear and seek a doctor's advice. Ubuntu is a philosophy of reality, not mythicism, and if science can give you an answer, then by all means press the question. But Ubuntu also recognizes that which we perceive. But Ubuntu also realizes that which we perceive, but which science has yet given an explanation. It is true that some amongst the elders receive visions. We are not all in agreement as to what weight to give them, or as to what they mean, but we strive to see this gift in a way that our distant ancestors saw the stars, though we cannot explain the wonder, nor touch it, nor even ascribe to it in the most basic traits. We nonetheless agree that it is beautiful. I have certainly never heard of this gift assuming the form of an invisible friend with a personality. However, there are things we have learned recently, since this war began, in fact, that your gift may not be unique. If you have, in truth, heard these voices since your childhood, then your heart tells you then they can be trusted. Then perhaps you should heed them. At least one other with the same gift reached peace by following his own dreams. I have known you since childhood. I have known your mother far longer. If you are as good as she, then the things you hear must be good as well. I trust you to do what is right. Blessings of fortune to you, Nomi. Martin Mando. Looking for love for all the wrong reasons. Wait, that's not a snap. A moment before we start, look at the empty chairs next to you. This is a harsh lesson, maybe the harshest, that we must not forget this is war. In war, people from the winning side still die. In war, you do not carry a weapon to be a target. Finally, in war, it is never clear who is our enemy and who is not. Like it or not, war has arrived on our doorstep, and either we roll with it or we give up and die. Or we roll over and die. Would have been better. Anyway. We are not going to receive any replacements for our squadron for a few days, so until then, these seats will serve as a reminder to our lost comrades and the sacrifice they made in the line of duty. Remember this lesson so that their deaths will not be in vain. Now listen up, for our work doesn't stop here. Oh no. We did well yesterday in ending the civilian bombings. The situation remains grim. Our infrastructure has been hit hard by the Tevs. We're still holding on. Barely. We've had some success at decentralizing our supply chain, so we're going to continue our coordinated freighter traffic with Mars. A short time ago, the heavy freighter Nauticus departed from the Mars Gate farm with supplies for Reza Station, as well as some classified cargo. I don't know what the hell those lumberheads were thinking. It's possible they were deceived or paid off, but the Nauticus left Mars without her fighter escort. Frag sakes. As soon as she left the main traffic lane, she came under attack by a Gaian effort wing, looking to plunder her cargo. We lost most of the freighter we lost communication with the freighter about 5 minutes ago. However, automated distress speaking can use to transmit, so it's likely the ship remains intact. Gaian effort activity has been on a rise with the past few months, with a third fleet raids to suppress their Cooper habitats. They've built up strength, and in spite of the war, they're still committed to radical eco-terrorist agenda. This raid is a typical nuisance behavior. Yahtzee! Command has shut down the local gates to prevent the Geth forces from escaping with the Nauticus. They'll have to drag the ship into subspace manually, which will take time. We're sending you 3 to the freighter's last known position. With luck, the Geths will still be preoccupied with securing the cargo. The Geths are a little more than a paramilitary force. Still be careful out there. More than one pilot has learned the hard way not to underestimate these terrorists. Your Ulans should be more than a match for whatever they throw at you. So I expect that freighter to make it to the station intact. The second fleet frigate Yahtzee is on patrol nearby, and its gunships will track and respond to any signs of Geth signatures. Send those Geths packing back to Cooper Belt and bring that freighter home. Ulan still. Vulcans. Malls. Maybe. I haven't used the malls, but maybe I will eventually. For Gaia! Scimitar. Engines are fine.
Rearming complete, sir. You're good to go.
Thank you, pilot. Oh hell, this isn't good. What is it? Report Naomi. Pick up a radiation source in the cargo hold. Specs are consistent with a combat cracker nuclear device, and it's on a hair trigger. Really unstable. Screw me, the frigate's rigged with a bomb? Guess you knew what that transport was doing. Stay clear of the Gnosis. That thing so much jolts, everything can get blown sky high. Control, this is Alpha Wing 107 fighting Navajas. Solaris, please respond. This is not good. Kasim! Got no damn reason to complain. Command Alpha 1, no response from Nauticus Bridge. There's an explosive device in the cargo that's rigged to blow no other enemy craft in the area. I'm just gonna keep my distance. I'm just gonna sit over here. Away from that. So why are we here, Kasim? I spent a lot of time wondering. Oh God, it's getting preachy. I don't want to be anywhere near that thing, 'cause it's gonna blow up, sir. Frack's sakes. Ouch. Well, very well. I'm gonna cook her alive. I'm sorry, that got really tense there for a while. Jesus Christ. It's a friggin' space shooter in text. Oh, uncle, you flirter. Doesn't matter. That's right, friends. Oh, God. Flirting? Yes! Oh, no, wait. Kasim? Kasim? What are you doing? Why the dots? It is a nice change. I think that's it. Not gonna kill the survivor. Congratulations on your successful recovery of the Nauticus transport of Wang Major. Parantha's EOD team found the majority of the crew locked in a hull compartment where they've been gassed with an anesthetic. The success of this mission was a team effort, but I think a few elements deserve particular notice. Major Prathevia's team will receive a commendation and possibly even the medal for the heroic defusal of the Comet Cracker warhead. Without their effort, the guests will have destroyed the transport, and most likely all of you with it. Naomi Laporte had a difficult thing out there. We've been trained to treat prisoners with the utmost respect, but Laporte recognized a critical situation and acted to resolve it. By threatening that hostage, you may have crossed some ethical boundaries, but you also ensured the success of your mission. Some might question Laporte, but I think it was a fine piece of leadership. The Nausicaa's classified cargo has been transferred to the Solaris and now being escorted under heavy guard to its final destination. Nautica's captain is still in recovery. Once he's conscious, Admiral Brian's going to groan about his decision to leave Mars without a proper escort. I expect by that time Brian is done with the captain will wish he had died in the hands of the Geffs. Lastly, the Geff prisoner you've recovered has been transferred to Fleet Intelligence for debriefing. Under normal circumstances, we'd allow the hostile combatants advisory branch to access the prisoner, but the Fleet Admirals have issued an executive order mandating a closed interrogation. Extraordinary times, ladies and gentlemen. A moment, Laporte. Your wing manual. Yeah, a moment, Laporte. Your wing leader, Emmanuel Brie, passed me some of the mission logs. I'd like to commend you on your conduct with respect to your cooperation with the OD team. We need leadership like that. I may give you more responsibility in the months to come. I don't think that's going to matter. Personal log, Naomi Laporte. I wonder if I would have been able to kill her. Listen, I totally would have killed her. Just button 2 on the joystick. Missiles away. Boom. I'm glad I didn't have to find out. Because Seam's looking frayed. I'm going to try to find him and calm him down. Good on you there, Laporte. You're an excellent wingman. God, she's a pilot I want to be.